The glass slipped from my hand before I could stop it. A shard sliced my palm, but I barely registered the pain. My world had tilted in the span of one sentence. My ex was much better than you. She laughed afterward, sharp, triumphant, and utterly foreign. Everyone around us joined in. Faces blurred together, all of them smiling, mocking me. The air left my lungs, and I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I remember the sunlight hitting her hair that morning, the golden halo I had always adored. I remembered her brushing past me in the kitchen, humming that song I loved. Thinking everything was perfect, I had thought we were happy. And now, in my mother-in-law's immaculately kept living room, everything, the past 5 years, felt like a carefully constructed lie. For weeks, I had sensed tiny tremors in our relationship. The lingering glance at her phone, she pretended not to notice. Late nights at work that smelled faintly of her perfume but never felt like her. I'd waved it off as paranoia, insecurity, the irrational fear of a husband losing his grip on love. I wanted to trust her because love, I believed, meant believing. But trust, I discovered, is fragile, like porcelain held too long. I left the gathering without a word, my hand wrapped in a damp napkin to stem the bleeding. The car felt impossibly far away as I staggered toward it. I didn't drive. I couldn't. I let the keys slip to the pavement, then picked them up with trembling fingers, feeling each pulse in my veins like a drumbeat of betrayal. At home, I avoided her eyes, her questions, her explanations. I wandered the apartment like a ghost, letting every memory of her slice through me. Her laugh, her touch, the way she whispered my name at night. Her perfume lingered on the couch cushions, making my stomach churn. The betrayal wasn't just in her words. It was in the thousands of tiny lies that had built the illusion of us. I began noticing the things I had ignored for years. The email she deleted in a rush, the lipstick stain on a collar she swore wasn't there, the faint scent of someone else's cologne in the laundry. It wasn't just infidelity. It was deliberate, an emotional engineering of heartbreak. For days, I watched her, silent, careful, cataloging every detail, every inconsistency. I didn't confront her, not yet. Anger was a slow burn. Patience, a cold weapon. I needed her to feel the weight of her actions, to understand what she had destroyed. Then came the revelation I hadn't expected. It wasn't just physical. It wasn't just emotional. It was pride. She needed to prove she was desired, superior, untouchable. That's why she had laughed. That's why she had thrown my heart onto the floor in front of everyone. Her motivation wasn't love anymore. It was vanity. Over the next few weeks, I played the part she expected. The wounded, submissive, forgiving husband. I asked her to dinner, held her hand, laughed at her jokes. I watched her reactions, noting how quickly she relaxed, how little suspicion crossed her perfect face. She believed I was broken, that I was crushed, that she had won. But I was building something else. I reached out to the people she had hidden, the friends she had lied to, the network she had maintained to shield her secret life. Slowly, I let the web unravel. Emails leaked, photos surfaced, messages appeared in inboxes. One by one, the truth crept out, subtle at first, then undeniable. Her friends stopped answering her calls. Her colleagues raised eyebrows she could no longer dismiss. The laughter at the family gathering, the same laughter she had clung to as a shield, turned against her. Invitations disappeared. Social media comments carried subtle but unmistakable judgment. She was alone. The day she finally realized it, her eyes were wide, shimmering with panic. She grasped at me, whispering apologies I no longer wanted to hear. Her hands shook. Her mask had cracked, revealing a woman I barely recognized. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just watched. You wanted everyone to see me as weak, I said softly, almost tenderly. You wanted to prove you were better than me. But now everyone sees the truth. Not that I'm weak, but that you built your world on lies. Her knees hit the floor. Her pride shattered. She realized the power she had wielded over me, over our life, over everyone who had laughed with her, was gone. She couldn't fabricate charm or superiority anymore. She couldn't pretend to be loved or admired. She had destroyed the illusion that had made her untouchable. Now, she faced the stark, echoing emptiness of her own choices. I walked away. I didn't look back. Every step felt like reclaiming myself, a slow, steady resurrection from the ashes of the life I had loved too blindly. She screamed my name, but it sounded hollow, like an echo of someone else's grief. Outside, the air was crisp and sharp, carrying the scent of rain that had just fallen. I breathed it in, feeling the sting of freedom, the bitterness of betrayal, the clarity of truth. I had lost a wife, but I had found myself, and that was a power she would never reclaim. That night, lying in bed, the echo of her laughter from that fatal dinner still haunted me. I realized something profound. Revenge isn't the act itself. It's the patience, the inevitability, the quiet, unshakable truth rising to crush illusions built on someone else's deceit. She had thought she was untouchable. She wasn't. And now, in the silence that followed, I could finally breathe.